Already studied the electronic configuration. Next, atomic size as well as ionization energy. Clear? So, group 13 consists of how many elements in it? Group 13 ಒಳಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದಾವೆ? Is it audible for you? Okay. So, group 13 consists of 5 elements in it, that is boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium, where boron is a non-metal, aluminium is a metal but it has a similar properties to that of an boron, whereas gallium, indium and thallium are again metals here. Means in an group 13 boron is a non-metal while others are metals. We have studied its occurrence. Boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium, they exist in a combined state. Boron forms as orthoboric acid, borax and kernite. Clear? Whereas aluminium exists as bauxite ore and cryolite. Boron, it exists in two isotopic forms. Which are those? Boron here, boron 10 and boron 11 it is. Where boron 11 is more common, means it is present around, its abundance is more, around 81%, whereas boron 10 19%. So after the occurrence we started with the physical properties. Among those physical properties, our first physical property was electronic configuration, where the electronic configuration of a group 13 element, means the general electronic configuration of group 13 elements is NS2 NP1. Clear? Where S is completely filled and P contains only 1 electrons in it. So it is from boron to thallium, the outermost shell, it has a general configuration of NS2 and NP1. So after the electronic configuration, we studied about the atomic size. As we know, the general trend of an atomic size is top to bottom the atomic size should go on. Top to bottom atomic size it should be increased. Clear? Because the electron enters into different main energy shell, the atomic size will increases from boron to thallium. But an exception occurs in an group 13 elements. What is an exception? The size of gallium is smaller compared to the aluminium. Aluminium kintanu gallium size ಏನದಂತ smaller. When the size of gallium is smaller compared to an aluminium, this occurs due to the poor screening effect of which orbital? D orbital. Now tell me, why does the nucleus doesn't have attraction towards the, means it doesn't have screening effect towards the d orbitals? ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಡಿ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ಸ್ ಕಡೆ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಪೂರ್ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ? Why not with S and P? Because the structure of D and F orbitals are large, means they are diffused structure, ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇರುವುದರಿಂದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಡಿ ಮತ್ತು ಎಫ್ ಒಳಗಿರುವಂಥ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ನ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ದಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಎಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪಿ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ಸ್, hence it take it towards itself, because of which the atomic size decreases for gallium compared to the aluminium. Gallium ಮತ್ತು aluminium ನ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ gallium size small ಇರ್ತದೆ, aluminium quite larger. So based on this, again we studied the ionization energy. So general trend top to bottom, the ionization energy increases or decreases? Decreases, because the atomic size increases. Atomic size increase ಆದಂಗ ionization energy ಏನಾಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ, ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಗ್ಯಾಲಿಯಂ ಸೈಜ್ ಏನೈತಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಅದು. when gallium size is smaller, it will be having high ionization energy than that of aluminium. So top to bottom ionization energy ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಕೊಂತ ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಬಟ್ ಅದ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಮತ್ತು ಗ್ಯಾಲಿಯಂ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ, ಗ್ಯಾಲಿಯಂದ ionization energy high ಇರ್ತದೆ compared to an aluminium. Again this is due to the poor screening effect of d orbitals. Then what is an inert pair effect? Inert pair effect. First class ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಯಾವುದೋ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಒಳಗಿರುವಂತ the reluctance of s electrons during the bonding process. s orbital ಒಳಗಿರುವಂತ electrons bonding ಒಳಗೆ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರ ನಾವು ಆ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? inert pair effect ಅಂತ. Clear? So first was electronic configuration, second atomic size, and third was the ionization energy. Now we are going to study about the fourth one, and the fourth is electronegativity. So now tell me, what is an electronegativity? What is an electronegativity? Yeah, very good. It is a tendency of an atom or ion to gain electrons. So atom ಅಥವಾ ion electron ತಗೊಳ್ಳುವಂತ tendency ಇತ್ತಂತಂದ್ರ hence we name such elements as an electronegative elements. So here electronegativity, it again depends upon the atomic size as we studied in the periodic properties. Now if the atomic size is larger, nucleus is having less or more attraction towards the incoming electron. If the atomic size is larger, it has a less attraction. Size ದೊಡ್ಡದಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಬರುವಂತ electrons ಕಡೆ nucleus ಇದೆ less attraction ಇರ್ತದೆ. In such a case, electronegativity increases or decreases? Electronegativity decreases. Electron ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋ capacity size ಹೆಂಗೆ increase ಆಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಹಂಗೆ ಏನಾಗಕತ್ತ ಬಿಡ್ತದಂತ decrease ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So here now according to the general trend, as the atomic size increases, so general trend ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಾವೇನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು? with the increase in atomic size, what happens to the electronegativity? With increase in the atomic size, the nucleus has less attraction towards the incoming electron. Hence, the electronegativity, less attraction andre electronegativity ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ? decrease ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Hence, the electronegativity decreases from boron to thallium. So according to general trend, we can state that with increase in the atomic size, from top to bottom, as the atomic size increases, the nucleus will be having less attraction towards the incoming electron, because of which the electronegativity decreases from boron to thallium. But again, as we know, there is an exception. Matal exception ada. What is an exception? In here. Now tell me, according to general trend, out of aluminium and gallium, so how they are arranged? It is like this: boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. So top to bottom electronegativity ಏನಾಗತೈತಿ? decrease ಆಕೋತ ಬರತೈತಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ನನಗೆ ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಡ್ರಿ, ಹಂಗ ನೀವು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಮತ್ತು ಗ್ಯಾಲಿಯಂ ಒಳಗ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬಹಳ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ? ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋನೆಗೆಟಿವ್? ಜನರಲ್ ಟ್ರೆಂಡ್, aluminum is more electronegative, whereas gallium should be less electronegative. This is according to the general trend. But this doesn't occur because, as we know, there is an exception. The exception is within gallium and aluminium, where gallium's atomic size is, it is smaller compared to the aluminium. Now, which is more electronegative if you compare the atomic size? Gallium is more electronegative. Clear? So, in exception ಒಳಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಬರಿಬಹುದು? In an exception, gallium is more negative than the aluminium due to the why it is having why it is more electronegative due to the smallest atomic size, due to the smallest atomic size of gallium which is occurring because of poor screening effect of d orbitals. So due to the poor screening effect, here there is a decrease in the atomic size of an gallium. As there is a decrease in the atomic size of an gallium, it has more attraction towards the incoming electron. So gallium is more electronegative than the aluminium. Clear? So this is about the electronegativity. Here the electronegativity is directly dependent upon the atomic size. Smaller the atomic size, greater or lesser the electronegativity? Greater the electronegativity. But if the atomic size is larger, less will be its electronegativity. Whereas our next property is oxidation state. Now as you know, when it comes to the p block elements, the elements will exhibit variable oxidation state. Now group 13 is under p block, means again it will show so group 13 elements exhibit variable oxidation state. Clear? Group 13 elements, they exhibit variable oxidation state. Now in the introduction class of an group p block elements, we have studied about the oxidation state. Now tell me, which is the group oxidation state of a group 13? Group oxidation state of group 13 elements is, it is +3. Why it is +3? In a group oxidation state, the electrons present in which orbitals? Ns as well as Np, means Ns2 and Np1 are involved in the bonding process, hence we get the group oxidation state as +3. Whereas which are the other oxidation states shown by the group 13 elements? Very good. +1 ion minus, so it is +1 ion minus 5. So now tell me, why we get +1 oxidation state? P participate ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ +1 ಬರ್ತದೆ. Which effect is undergoing over there? Due to the inert pair effect, where there is a reluctance of s electron during the bonding process, only the electrons present in an outermost p subshells are being shared during bonding process, hence we get the oxidation state as a +1. Whereas -5 is obtained due to the electronegativity, means the tendency to gain the electrons. Why they have a tendency to gain the electrons? In order to become stable. Now as they contains here, how many electrons in their outermost shell? 3 electrons. If they gain 5 electrons, they will complete their octet structure. So ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 5 electrons ನ gain ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವು stable ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತಾವೆ. Hence because of which we have written the another oxidation state as -5 in order to maintain the stability, and +1 is formed due to the inert pair effect, that is Np1, where s orbitals, the electrons present in an s orbitals are not involved in the bonding process. Clear? So this is about the oxidation. So as we know, group 13 elements, they exhibit variable oxidation state. Out of those oxidation state, the group oxidation state of group 13 element is +3, whereas the other oxidation state shown by the group 13 elements are +1 and -5. Now if you are going to study about these oxidation state, that is +3, +1 and -5 shown by these elements, so we can state that here the +1 oxidation state is shown by only those elements which are undergoing inert pair effect. How the +1 ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಇನರ್ಟ್ ಪೇರ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಸ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಬಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಒಳಗೆ. ಈಗ ನಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ ಎಸ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಬಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ? Now see, I will write here two configurations. What is the atomic number of gallium? What is the atomic number of gallium? Yeah, now I will write it as aluminium and gallium. Aluminium is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p1, 13. Clear? So in an electronic configuration we have written it as with noble gas core neon 3s2 3p1 ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತದೆ. Gallium 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d10, 4p1. Here this is written as argon. Clear? Argon 4s2, 3d10, 4s2, 4p1 ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಈಗ ನಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ, my question is, out of aluminium and gallium, which will undergo inert pair effect? Out of gallium and aluminium, in which there is an inert pair effect? Gallium. Why it is gallium? Yeah, here there is a presence of d orbital. ಈ gallium ಹಿಂಗಿರ್ತದೆ. It is argon 3d10 orbital configuration 4s2 4p1 ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಒಳಗದ. So now here it is a nucleus of an atom. So as there is a presence of an d orbital, it does not shield it, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಂತರ ಅದು ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. It has a poor screening effect. So ಈಗ ಇದನ್ನ ಅದು ಇಗ್ನೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಂತಂದ್ರೆ what it will do, it will hold the electrons present in s and p more tightly. Okay, same thing happens here. Aluminium, again in this atom there is an s and p orbital, nucleus has attraction, so it will hold the s and p orbital. But out of these two, in which the nucleus has more attraction towards the s and p orbitals, it is with an gallium. Yeah, because due to the presence of an d orbital, there is a poor screening effect where s orbitals are being tightly held by the nucleus. Clear? So means here the common thing is inert pair effect occurs when there is a presence of intertwining d and f orbitals. d ಮತ್ತು f orbitals ಇತ್ತಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದ, inert pair effect ಆಗ್ತದ. ಈಗ now here the question is, inert pair effect occurs in, as we know there are 5 elements in our group 13: boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium. Out of these 5, where does the inert pair effect occurs? In which elements? Gallium, indium also, because indium contains 4d10. Next thallium, thallium was 4f14 other, 5d10 other. Clear? Means from gallium to thallium, as there is a presence of d and f orbitals, all these 3 elements they undergo inert pair effect. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಮೂರುವರೆಗೂ ಇನರ್ಟ್ ಪೇರ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗತೈತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ತೋರಿಸ್ತದ, +1 ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಬಟ್ +1 ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಶೋನ್ ಬೈ boron and aluminium. Why boron and aluminium does not exhibit +1 oxidation state? Because there is absence of d and f orbitals. hence they does not undergo inert pair effect. Means the stability of, now we are going to state that the stability of plus 1 oxidation state increases down the group. What does this statement tells us? Plus 1 oxidation state ಯಾವಾಗ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಹಾಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ, ಟಾಪ್ ಟು ಬಾಟಮ್ ಮೂವ್ ಆದಂಗ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರ ಬೋರಾನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಥ್ಯಾಲಿಯಂ ಒಳಗೆ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 1 ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಅದು? ವಿಚ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 1 ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೋರಾನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಥ್ಯಾಲಿಯಂ? ಥ್ಯಾಲಿಯಂ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟೆಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 1 ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್, ಕೆಳಗೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆದಂಗ ಟಾಪ್ ಟು ಬಾಟಮ್ ಮೂವ್ ಆದಂಗ ಅದರ ಸ್ಟೆಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಹಾಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಟಾಪ್ ಟು ಬಾಟಮ್ ಆಸ್ ವಿ ಮೂವ್ there is an inert pair effect which is going to takes place due to the presence of d and f orbitals. Clear? Now out of, if the question is out of gallium and indium which has a stable plus 1 oxidation state, gallium ಮತ್ತು indium ಒಳಗೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಮ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್. ನಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಬರ್ದೇನೆ, ಟಾಪ್ ಟು ಬಾಟಮ್ ಸ್ಟೆಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಏನ್ ಹಾಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ, ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಹಾಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಈಗ ಟಾಪ್ ಟು ಬಾಟಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದೇ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಲಿಯಂ. ಈಗ ಇವ್ ಹೇಳಿರೋದಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಕೆಳಗದ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದ್ರ ಸ್ಟೆಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇದ್ರಕ್ಕಿಂತನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 1 ಒಳಗೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಥ್ಯಾಲಿಯಂ. ಸಿಯಾ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ಎನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಈ ಟೈಪ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಬರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ತಿಳಿಲಿ ಅಂತ ಬರೆಯತ್ತೀನಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. Now I have written it as gallium chloride. Either meaning any the plus 1, either minus 1 it oxidation state. This is plus 1 minus 1. Now if my question is out of gallium chloride and indium chloride which is more stable? You will answer it as an indium chloride because indium is more stable in its plus 1 oxidation state compared to the gallium. Gallium ಕಿಂತನೂ ಇದು plus 1 ಒಳಗೆ ಏನಿರ್ತೈತೆ ಅಂತ ಬಹಳ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಇರ್ತೈತೆ. ಇದನ್ನ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಹಿಂಗ್ ಬರ್ದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ now you will answer it as gallium because it is more stable in its plus 1 oxidation state than that of boron. So always the stability of plus 1 oxidation state it increases down the group because top to bottom there is a more possibility of inert pair effect here. Now which is another oxidation state? It is in plus 3. The stability of plus 3 oxidation state the stability of plus 3 oxidation state it decreases down the group. Now what does it mean? Top to bottom move ಆದಂಗೆ ಸ್ಟೆಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತೆ ಅಂತ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 3 ದ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತೈತೆ. ಈಗ ನಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ ಟಾಪ್ ಈಗ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 3 ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪಿ ಎರಡು ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆದ. ಟಾಪ್ ಟು ಬಾಟಮ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗತ್ತೈತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಳಗಿರುವಂತ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಡಿ ಮತ್ತು ಎಫ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವ. ಡಿ ಮತ್ತು ಎಫ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅವು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವೆ, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟ್ ದಿ ಎಸ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಟು ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಬಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್. ಎಸ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ನ ಬಿಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅವು ಎದ್ರೊಳಗ ಬಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ. ಹೆನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಸಚ್ ಅ ಕೇಸ್ ಟಾಪ್ ಟು ಬಾಟಮ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟೆಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 3 ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಗೋಸ್ ಆನ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಅಂಡ್ ಗ್ಯಾಲಿಯಂ which is more stable in its plus 3 oxidation state? Out of aluminium and gallium which is more stable in its plus 3 oxidation state? Aluminium, because it does oxidation state doesn't matters with the atomic size exception which is occurring. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ಬೋರಾನ್, ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ, ಗ್ಯಾಲಿಯಂ, ಇಂಡಿಯಂ ಅಂಡ್ ಥ್ಯಾಲಿಯಂ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 1 ಟಾಪ್ ಟು ಬಾಟಮ್ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು, ಟಾಪ್ ಟು ಬಾಟಮ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು, +1. +3 ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು, ಟಾಪ್ ಟು ಬಾಟಮ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಹಾಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಹೌದಾ? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೋರಾನ್ ಏನಿರ್ತದ +3 ಒಳಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಮೈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ವಾಸ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಅಂಡ್ ಗ್ಯಾಲಿಯಂ which is more stable in its +3 oxidation state? It is an aluminum, because down the group the +3 oxidation state it goes on decreasing. Now see, if I write it like this, what is this? Aluminium chloride, gallium chloride. Out of these two, which is more stable? Yeah, aluminium chloride is more stable. Why it is more stable? Because aluminium is more stable in its +3 oxidation state than that of with gallium. Clear? Other question hingitandra, sorry, same I have written. Which is more stable here? BCl ಮತ್ತು BCl3 ಒಳಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಅದು? BCl3, yeah, it is stable. Why it is stable? Tell me. Yeah, ಇದ್ರ ಒಳಗೆ ಬೋರಾನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನದ +3 ಅದ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರ್ತದ +1 ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಬೋರಾನ್ ಯಾವತ್ತು +3 ಒಳಗೆ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, +1 ಒಳಗೆ ಇರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಬೋರಾನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಡಿ ಮತ್ತು ಎಫ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಏನಾಗುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಇನರ್ಟ್ ಪೇರ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. Clear? This is about the chemical reactivity of an oxidation state when of a group 13 element. So, sorry, oxidation state decreases down the group it is. So, roughly I can write here. So, it is boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium. Group oxidation state means all of them they will show +3. But +1 is shown by only gallium, indium and thallium. Why? Yeah, because of presence of d and f orbital. Now again, all of them they have an ability to form another oxidation state. Which is that? -5, because all of them they require 5 electrons to complete their octet structure, hence they will show -5 oxidation state. Clear? This is about the physical properties of a group 30 elements. So it was electronic configuration, atomic size, next ionization energy. After the ionization energy it is electronegativity, and finally it was the oxidation state. Okay, next. So our next is ಇದೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೇಳ್ದಂಗದೇನು? anomalous behavior of boron, you have written it for lithium and beryllium. Second period ಒಳಗಿರುವಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ದ anomalous behavior. Now can you give me the anomalous behavior of a boron? ಲಿಥಿಯಂ ಮತ್ತು ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಂ ಈಗ ಬರ್ದೇವಿ. ನಾ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಒಂದ್ಸದ ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಎಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪಿ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಮುಗಿಯೋ ಮಟನು ಅದನ್ನ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದ ಅಂತ. ಓನ್ಲಿ 4 ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇ. Yeah, that is the first one. So anomalous behavior of boron is top to bottom. ಈಗ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ 13 ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರ ಬೋರಾನ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಐತಿ. ಬೋರಾನ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಏನು ಇರ್ತೈತಿ ಇವತ್ತು? ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಲಿಥಿಯಂ ಆ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್. ಲಿಥಿಯಂ ಸೈಜ್ ಏನು ಇರ್ತದೆ? ಸ್ಮಾಲ್. ಸೇಮ್ ವಿತ್ ಅನ್ ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಂ. So always top to bottom, as the atomic size increases, the first elements they always have a smallest atomic size. So among the anomalous behavior of boron, boron has a smallest atomic size. So as it has smallest atomic size, the electrons are more tightly held, means it requires more or less energy to remove outermost electron. So outermost electron ತೆಗೆಯಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಭಾಳ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. So the energy which is required to remove the outermost electron is known as, it is known as ionization energy. So our second point is boron has high ionization energy. Okay. Now next, as we know its atomic size is small, boron size smaller than the, whether it has more or less attraction towards the incoming electron. When the atomic size is smaller, it is having more attraction towards the incoming electron. Size ಸಣ್ಣದೈತಂದ್ರೆ electrons ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇರ್ತಾವಂದ. So ಈಗ ನಾವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ atomic electrons na add ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, if we give another electrons, the nucleus holds those electrons tightly, or the nucleus is having more attraction towards the incoming electron. So what happens to the electronegativity? Whether the electronegativity is more or less for an boron? More it is. So as boron has the smallest atomic size, it is more electronegativity. Now as you know, gallium, indium and thallium, now group 13 ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡತೀನಿ. Gallium, indium and thallium has an d and f orbitals in it. Okay, but when it is an aluminium, it doesn't has d orbital, but it contains vacant d orbital. ಹೌದಾ, ಅದ್ರ ಕಡೆ d orbital ಇಲ್ಲ, but ಅದ್ರ ಕಡೆ ಏನು ಇರ್ತದ, empty d orbital ಅಂತೂ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ. But when it comes to the boron, whether boron has vacant d orbital? No. So our fourth anomalous behavior of a boron is there is a absence of or non-availability of the absence of vacant d orbitals. ಅದರ ಕಡೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, vacant d orbitals ಇಲ್ಲ. Clear? So these are the four anomalous behaviors shown by the boron. ಈಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ 14 ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅನಾಮಲಸ್ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಬರ್ದಾಗ ಹೊಸದೇನಲ್ಲ. What it will be? Carbon is having smallest atomic size, carbon is having high ionization energy, carbon is more electronegative, and next there is absence of a vacant d orbital. Clear? It is more electronegative. Okay. So after the anomalous behavior of a boron, we are going to write some of the properties of boron which differs with other elements. So now again we are going to study the properties of a boron which are quite different from the other elements. Other elements means aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium, which are present in their respective group itself. So here first point which we already know, we have studied in the introduction itself. What is that? Boron is a non-metal. Boron is a non-metal, while others are metals. ಈಗ ನಾವೇನು ಬರೆಯತ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, these properties are different from the respective elements which are present in the same group itself. So now boron is a non-metal while others are metals here. Next, as it is a non-metal, whether it conduct the electricity? No. So boron does not conduct electricity while others are good conductors. While others are good conductors. Now as it is a non-metal, means most of the non-metals are hard in nature and they will be having high melting and boiling point. Now same thing happens with a boron. As boron is a non-metal, boron is having high melting and boiling point compared to the others. So when it comes to the boron and aluminium, which will be having high melting and boiling point, it will be boron, because boron is a non-metal while others are the metals here. Clear? So first difference between the boron and the other elements are, boron is a non-metal and others are metal. Boron does not conduct electricity while others are good conductors of electricity. Next, boron is having high melting and boiling point while the others will be having low melting and boiling point. Clear? Next, the oxides of boron. Oxides of boron andre ಏನು? Oxides of boron. Now if I say oxides of carbon, carbon ಇಂದ ಬರುವಂತ ಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಯಾವುದು? Carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide. Oxides of boron means the oxide which is formed by boron, that is boron oxide. Oxides of aluminium, aluminium oxide. See here? Okay, same thing. The boron, the oxides of boron, the oxides of boron are acidic in nature while others are amphoteric and basic in nature. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ 3 ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Oxides can be classified into 3 types. Those are acidic oxide, basic oxide and amphoteric oxide. Clear? ಈಗ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ acidic ಅನ್ನತ್ತೇವ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಎದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ? ಬೇಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ. ಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಎದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ? ಬೇಸ್ ಜೊತೆ. As it is a basic, it will react with an acid. Then what is an amphoteric? It reacts with both acid and base, are known as an amphoteric. Clear? ತಿಳಿತೀನಿ ಇದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಆಸಿಡ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಬೇಸ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಜೊತೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅದು ಆಂಫೋಟೆರಿಕ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಏನೂ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಅದು ಆಸಿಡ್ ಜೊತೆನೂ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಂತ, ಬೇಸ್ ಜೊತೆನೂ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ವಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಆಸ್ ಅನ್ ಆಂಫೋಟೆರಿಕ್ ಇನ್ ನೇಚರ್. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ವಾಟರ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಜೊತೆನೂ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಬೇಸ್ ಜೊತೆನೂ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರ? ಆಂಫೋಟೆರಿಕ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಈ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ 13 ಒಳಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾಗೋದಂದ್ರೆ ಬೋರಾನ್ ಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಏನಿರ್ತಾವಂತ ಆಸಿಡಿಕ್ ಇರ್ತಾವ, ಬಟ್ ಬೇರೆ ಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಏನಿರ್ತದ ಆಂಫೋಟೆರಿಕರ್ ಇರ್ತದ ಅಥವಾ ಬೇಸಿಕರ್ ಇರ್ತದ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅನ್ ಅಲೋಟ್ರೋಪಿ? ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಯು ಹರ್ಡ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ಅಲೋಟ್ರೋಪ್ಸ್? We state that the allotrope of carbon are diamond and graphite. ಹಿಂಗಂತೇವ್ ನಾವು. allotropes ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್. ಅಪಿಯರೆನ್ಸ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ ಬಟ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ. ಫಾಸ್ಫರಸ್ ಏನದ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಫಾಸ್ಫರಸ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ 3 ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್: red phosphor, black phosphor and white phosphor. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಾಸ್ಫರ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಮೂರು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಸಿಗಾತೈತಿ. ಒಂದು ವೈಟ್ ಐತಿ, ಒಂದು ರೆಡ್ ಅದ, ಒಂದು ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅದ. ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಕ್ ಅಪಿಯರೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನೈತಿ ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಐತಿ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಆನ್ ಅಲೋಟ್ರೋಪ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಅಪಿಯರೆನ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ different here. So same thing when it comes to in group 13 elements, boron forms. Boron has two allotropic forms. That is, ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬೋರಾನ್ ಎರಡು ವೇ ಒಳಗೆ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಅಪಿಯರೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಬೋರಾನ್ ಅದು ಇಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟೂ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಅಲೋಟ್ರೋಪಿಕ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಟೂ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಅಲೋಟ್ರೋಪಿಕ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೋರಾನ್ ಆರ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಟಲೈನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ and the other is amorphous form. Clear? So ಇದೇನು ಬೋರಾನ್ ಅದಲ್ಲ ನೇಚರ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಎರಡು ಟೈಪ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತೆ ಅಂತ. ಅವ ಎರಡು ಟೈಪ್ ಅಲೋಟ್ರೋಪ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದು ಬೋರಾನ್ ಅದು ಒಂದದ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಟಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು amorphous. Amorphous is complete powder. Clear? Whereas as you know crystals means the common salt which we use. ಅದರದ್ದೇನು ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಚರ್ ಇರ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಅದೇನದ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಟಲೈನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ boron has only allotropic forms while the other elements of in group 13 they does not forms allotropic forms. Clear? So this is about the some different behavior shown by the boron with the other elements where boron is a non-metal, others are metals. Boron does not conduct electricity while others are the good conductors of electricity. Next, boron will be having high melting and boiling point compared to the other elements where they have a low melting and boiling point over there. And the oxide of boron, that is boron oxide, is acidic in nature while the others are amphoteric or basic in nature. What are amphoteric oxides now? Yeah, which react with both acid as well as base are known as amphoteric. Next, boron exists in two allotropic forms and those two allotropic forms of boron are crystalline form and amorphous form. Then tell me, in how many allotropic forms does the phosphorus exist? Three. Which are those? White, red and black phosphorus. Clear? Physical appearance different irtade. So this is about the anomalous behavior as the different properties of boron. So in our next class we have to start with the chemical properties of boron. So among the chemical properties of boron, again it is same as that of S block elements. Reaction with oxygen, yeah, reaction with water, reaction with halogen, reaction with nitrogen. Now tell me, if it is reaction with oxygen, they will form their respective oxides. If it is reaction with halogen, they form their respective halides. If it is with a nitrogen, what it is? Nitride. What is the formula of nitride? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬರೀ N3 ಅಂತ ಬರೆದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಯ್ತದ nitride. Is it a nitride? ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ. Oxide. Formula of oxide. Very good. O2. Oxygen ಅದು O2. ನಾ ಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಕೇಳತ್ತೇನೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. What is the formula of oxide? Yeah, very good. It is O minus 2. Halide. Yeah, X minus 1. Now tell me nitride. N? Yeah, N minus 3. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮ್ಯಾಲೆ ಇರೋದು ಕೆಳಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಿ N3. O ಮೇಲೆ 2 ಇರೋದು O2. Now another one, sulfide. Sulfide. Yeah, yes, minus 2. Clear? Common when it reacts with water. Reacts with water. Hydroxide. ಬರೇ hydroxide ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಮತ್ತೇನೋ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. What superoxide? Yeah, there is a liberation of hydrogen gas. ಎಲ್ಲ ಔಟ್ ಎಸ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಅನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮುಂದೆ ಬರುವುದು ಪಿ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್. So here whenever it reacts with an water, always it forms a hydroxide with the liberation of an hydrogen gas. But when a compound reacts with an water, what we get? Compound reacts with an water. What happens when a compound reacts with an water? Slaked lime. Have you named the compound now? No. Then how you got the slaked lime over there? ನನ್ನ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಜೊತೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆತಂದ್ರೆ ಹೈಡ್ರಾಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಮತ್ತು ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬರ್ತೈತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಜೊತೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಬರ್ತದೆ? ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸು. ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. You will get just a hydroxide. There will be no liberation of hydrogen gas. Clear? Leave. So in the next class we will study about the chemical properties of group 13. Okay.